I'm even looking down right now. I just want to make sure that I absolutely nailed the name. Just to remember, yes, that is the gentleman's name. So Baltimore is the team that we both think just did incredibly well. In my big picture, I'll be going over substantially more, but they were able to get rid of what seemed like a problem child at a position that neither of us have high value in Marquise Hollywood Brown, tossed him aside in order to be able to, not only did they get a player that dropped down to them in Kyle Hamilton, as you had previously mentioned, that the Lions should have gotten, but then they got who I believe is going to be the best lineman in the entire draft, entire Lindenbaum out of Iowa, center. And that is the only reason that he dropped that far in our live stream. I alluded to the exact same thing. Utterly brilliant move, very high value. You traded away a receiver in order to get a lineman that everybody grades exceptionally high, and only because of the position he plays, because for some reason center isn't valued, which seems weird and kind of counterintuitive.
Crazy.
I don't get it, but it doesn't matter either way. And then on top of that, then in the most Ravens move of all time, and you can pretty much guarantee at this point that he's going to be another Terrell Suggs, David Ojabo, off injury, is going to be going to his former defensive coordinator. And that is where I want you to take over for that, because you will understand the implications of that a lot more than I do.
I do. This draft is so absurd, and honest to God, this is how I would run my draft room. Everything they did, essentially, outside of the Ojavo pick, but they are so well equipped. Of all the teams in the NFL that could have made this pick, they're best equipped to do it. So they got Kyle Hamilton at 14. That value is awesome. People, and this was not like a fringe thing, let me throw some stuff out there and see if it sticks. There was a contingent of people that believe Kyle Hamilton was in play for the Detroit Lions at number 2.
Yeah.
At number 2.
Yeah.
And we're talking about, they got him at number 14. Listen, yeah, he's not the fastest guy in the world. He's also 6'4" and has amazing game film. You got him at 14. He doesn't have to be that fast, right? Like, he is a really good player that you got at 14. You touched on how good Tyler Lindenbaum is. Awesome. You center. It's so important. You're talking from identified protection calls, leading the entire line, your connection with the quarterback, especially for a team like the Ravens, who leans on their offensive line so heavily, and you just let them get this guy at 25. It's unbelievable. They traded a receiver to get a first-round pick. It's like, you're just killing everything. So then they get David Ojabo, who I got a lot of heat for it. I said I personally would not draft David Ojabo in the first 3 rounds because he was an incomplete player coming in. He's kind of an abomination in the run game right now, but he has a lot of tools. He is a really good pass rusher, and his athleticism is off the charts. He has a nice mold to work with. He is coming off an Achilles injury that may hurt that a lot. But if he can recover, he is going to a team that he doesn't have to play right away. He can sit, get healthy, learn. On top of that, he is reunited with his defensive coordinator from college, who was just promoted back to the Ravens, where he used to coach, to be their defensive coordinator. If there's anybody in the NFL that knows how to use David Ojabo and what his strengths and weaknesses are, it's Mike Mcdonald. So, and he's obviously having a lot of input on, is this guy going to be a value? And since it's his job on the line, he's not going to lie to Ravens brass to promote this pick, right? Like, his reputation's on the line with this pick. So he goes to a great spot, but they just continued to give value. Like, just their first 2 picks alone made it one of the better drafts. Then you get David Ojabo. What about Travis Jones out of UConn? This guy they got in the mid-3rd round, I think was a mid-2nd round pick, like, easily. Like, this guy is good. This is a true nose tackle, fits their defense so well. He's powerful, man. This guy is powerful. Listen, he's not going to sprint around everywhere, right? Like, he moves good, but he's not Jordan Davis running 350 pounds, running a 4.7. That's not his game. But this guy is just really, really good, especially in the run game, especially at plugging gaps. They got him in the 3rd round, and he's going to have an immediate role in this team. Then, continuing to address the offensive line, they got what I think was like a mid-3rd round guy at the beginning of the 4th round in Daniel Falele. I continue to get draft throughout the entire. I'm sorry, continuing to get value throughout the entire draft. High upside guys later in the draft, mid fourth round. You get Jaylen Arbour Davis out of Alabama. He's a quarterback. Didn't quite live up to his hype in college, but he's a real fast guy. He's a real good guy in press, and he can develop, right? When we're talking these 4th, 5th, 6th round picks, we're taking upside guys that can develop. Upside, they drafted 2 tight ends, which is like, dude, they got Mark Andrews. Like, what do you need tight ends for? But if you look at the system they play, how valuable are tight ends, especially tight ends? Yeah. They got Isaiah Likely at the end of the 4th round, a compensatory pick, right? I think this is a really good, underrated kid. He played at Coastal Carolina. Now, he's more of a receiver. Before him, they drafted more of a blocker at tight end. Jordan Stout, they get their punter in the 4th round, their future punter. Now you got a cheap punter. Like, value throughout the whole draft.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a